welcome to my closet. It doesn't always look like this, and it's not always just full of wool, but for today it will be. And by tomorrow there will be clothes hanging all over this place. But we have been organizing around things in the home, especially because my kids keep changing their rooms, which means that the closets keeps on moving as well. But now they have decided to take my stuff again, and I don't have place for it, so now it's going back in here. But before, I just felt like, hey, this could be a good place to podcast, because this is another place where I happen to have played around with natural pigments, linseed oil, and eggs. So Egoli Tempera once again. And this wall is the only one where I actually played around and sort of made a motif, except for our bedroom. I made a big, I don't know what to call it really. It's like a big sun, maybe? It's more like, no, it's a vortex. I made a vortex out of like sun energy in our bedroom. Which is maybe not the best thing to do when you're supposed to sleep in there, because that can actually bring a lot of energy in when you're just supposed to. But here in that closet, I decided to play around a little bit, and I've made a wall full of flowers with whatever colors I had left when I had painted other rooms and when this room was painted and done. So yeah, so it's a little bit sad because usually you can't ever see this wall, because normally all the clothes are hanging here from this rack, so it's full. And then you have a few shelves. So this is like one of the typical things you can find in an old house built in like the 30s or something in Sweden. We have like this kind of small little closets that are built in close to the outside wall, so you have like extra air to sort of give a little bit of insulation. So this room isn't heated, so it's normally cold. Kallvind, kallgarderob, Swedish. It is super hot today. I'm already melting because up here it is it's really hot, and I had to close the windows, otherwise we wouldn't be able to chat at all. And I just noticed my phone keeps on buzzing, so I'm gonna move it to another place. So it's the day before a shop update. We have been holding and holding and holding and holding, and all of a sudden it was time. Very quick, I decided, let's go for it. I still have things to put in the shop. I just received the order, or the parcel from Anthony. So I felt it was nice that hopefully you will see this before the shop update. If not, I'm sorry. But I will try to upload it before. So I thought I would show you some of the stuff that Anthony has sent me, because there are new stuff and some of the more traditional stuff, if we can say that. And I also want to answer a few questions. Just to be very clear, I got a few messages asking me, some of you have sort of got the impression that Knut and I are going on a vacation after this, which sounds really lovely, but that's not the case. The only reason why we won't have a shop update until late August or maybe September is that we want to focus on production. So we're not having, well, it is a vacation from organizing the shop and things, but we're gonna work because we don't want to be in the mill when it's -degrees in the winter. So we have 3 collections to do until then. So we're busy and we have to be very effective. Right now we're not, because Knut hurt his back 2 days ago and he has not been able to work for the past week. I've had headaches back and forth, so... But I think we are still on schedule because we are working on what I think is 2 collections. I see like some of the colors going into one and the others going into another. So 2 collections at once, and we are working on them. We've carded quite a lot, but we haven't made yarn yet. Only started the first new color, I think. But it's going a bit slow. And that's the way it is. Life happens. But I have finished some knitting as well. So I wanted to first show you, just so you will now be even more sure on how to place your order for the birthday yarn, because I finished my shawl. So here it started, and we continue. Oh, sorry, it's upside down. That wasn't... Okay, so let's start over. This is the start. And there we go. And here is the middle section. And here is the rest up to here. So it's, I think this is a nice size. It's big. Hello, lady. It's big and it's nice and I like it. It's very lofty and lovely. And I will not be making an edge on this one. The other one that I made in rosehip. And this is the, I still can't remember the name, but it's by Albina on from LB Handknits. But for the other one, I did an edge, but I won't be doing it with this one. I just really like it the way it is. And I sort of shortened it down because I just liked it higher and more like a triangular shape once again. But there we go. Why is this so important to show you? Just because I wanted to let you know that this entire thing weighs 145 grams. So it's super light. So I'm thinking that if you want to make this in sort of this kind of size, 1 strand, some kind of lacy thing, and let's say you wanted to make this one and you wanted to add the edge, 200 grams would be enough. So the birthday blend will be listed as birthday. That's it. It doesn't say anything else. It says birthday. So find that listing. It says birthday. It will have a flower, my birthday flower on it. And you can choose either plates, 100-gram plates, or a pre-packed bag of 300 grams. So if you know, and you feel like, yeah, you know, I'm also experienced with Nutida, because for single strands, if it's the first time, it can be a bit tricky if you don't know how to work with it, because it is unspun. And I mean, some people have trouble knitting with 2 strands of this as well, because it breaks and some don't. So it's different for everyone, and it's also individual. It's not for everyone. But those of you that feel like, yeah, I'm gonna go single and I want to make something like this, buy 2 plates. You will have more than enough for a lovely single strand shawl of the birthday blend. If you know that you definitely will want to make like the one that is by Teeth Neeland that I made, that is in 2 strands, and that I held so the shifting would be a little bit different. If you want to make something like this, then you go for the pre-packed bag of 300 grams, because it's enough for something like this. And please be nice to each other so everyone can get can make a shawl out of this, because it's very limited. I don't have enough for every single Patreon member, but on the other hand, not all of you do shop each time, so hopefully it will be enough for everyone if everyone is nice enough just to buy for 1 project. So please do that. It would be really funny if everybody will end up being too nice and I will still be left with yarn, but then we have until next time. So it's fine either way. So there we are with the birthday blend. I really enjoyed making this one. Most definitely. Oh, one more time. Let's go. There we are. See? Oh, it's on the wrong side. Oh, never mind. Is it there? You see it? Can you still see me? Yeah. So there we are. Birthday blend. Yes. I also finished something else because of the fact that Knut has not been feeling well. I couldn't photograph him with the sweater on, but I finished the version I made for unisex, like without the lace part of it, but the rest is the same. I just took his measurements on the bust and I've used the same instructions, apart from instead of doing the lace, I did garter edges or ridges. So it's done. And this is in Storm. This is so extremely beautiful on him. I'm like, oh, I'm just, you know, my heart just starts racing when I see him in this one. It's just, yeah, it's just love. I love it. And he loves it. The only thing is it's a little bit short in the back, so the next one, because he wants me to make another one, I will do a little bit longer. And he has already started to make balls with 3 strands. My kids are running out, in and out of the house. So, in stem. He wants it in green, of course. So we had a discussion about maybe doing it in lilac, and I was like, no. No. I know you love it, but no. No, I'm not doing that. He's crazy about lilac. He's like, do people like it? And I'm like, yeah, they do. Yeah. They know what's best for them. Yeah, so speaking of lilac, so I finished that, and I finished this past week. And also, I have a little bit of a... We have more fibers and more colors, but we left them in the mill, which means I won't have time to collect them and photograph them and list them. So I'm very sorry. There will only be these 2. I have the lilac for spinning fiber and stem. Those are the 2. And I think there might be some left of something else from the last shop update, and that will just be relisted. But I wanted to show you that I also got a few new combination spindles. So here I just want you to see how the lilac is. Let's go for where the sun shines. Here we are. There we go. So here you can see how it spins up. Anthony has made a few combination spindles. They're a little bit heavier than the ones before. See, so I always list the... It's really hot, I'm sorry. And I forgot to bring a drink. And I'm in a closet. I always list the weights on the spindles, so you know. These are a bit heavier, so to use them as a combination like a drop spindle, I would go like, if you want to spin something that is quite thick, then it would work fine. But for thin spins, use it as a supportive spindle. And there is the little tip that is in bone, and then the rest is different kinds of wood. I love that he always makes each one different. It's just so fun. So here we go. This one was quite heavy as well. So he made it more rounded, but also different kind of shapes. I love this one. Once again, if they're not sold, I'm keeping them, or at least one for myself. but they always sell out, so ah well. Yeah, so these just came, so I haven't photographed them yet. I'm gonna do that today, tonight, or maybe early in the morning tomorrow. If I was unclear, because I think I wrote the wrong thing when announcing the shop update. It's midday, lunch, it's Swedish time. I think I wrote PM and I mean, oh, AM, and I mean, no, it's completely unlogic to me if it's PM or AM when it's in the middle of the day for me. I had to really think, and I was like, but it's going over to AM or it's leaving AM to P. Which one is it? So I'm Swedish. I'm sorry. Simply put, lunch tomorrow at 12. We have a shop update. And tomorrow is the 25th of June, by the way. So today is the 24th. I'm in the closet. Things are a little bit different in the closet. Well, so here we are. So I have 4 support combination spindles because they have the little thingy, which I love, even for the support spindle. I just love it. I started trying this one out, and I'm going to try the others. If one of them for some reason doesn't feel right for me, I won't list it. That's the way it works. I try them out first. Yeah. That's one of the things. I didn't get any crochet hooks. He didn't have time. It's been quite busy for him, as well as for me. But we started with the idea of a rigid headed loom. Bandgrind. That's the Swedish for it. Bandgrind. I have 2 simple ones that I got. I'm so happy because I told him that I wanted something to do with the goddess, or a goddess female power. And I'm guessing, I haven't spoken to him yet, but I'm guessing that this is his wife that has been creative again. And it says, Gudinna inspirerad av Roman Kalliov. Well, goddess inspired by the artist name, which I don't know, the artist. But I love this one. But I love this one even more. It is a tree. So these are the 2 more simple ones that he's made. Bandgrind, to make ribbons. And then we have the sets that we have discussed back and forth. And I still have them in the bag. That's how fresh it is. Let's see. There we are. There we go. And there we are. Yeah. So we said he would make a lot of new sets, but he hasn't had time. There's been so much things going on. So he only managed to make 2 sets for us for this time. But I think it's nice. So here it is. So this is the set. Oh, sorry, like this. So this once again is probably, I would think it's Camilla, because she's the one that always decorates things so lovely. So this one is the clasp, klemma, that you put on, you have your, the hooks go on a belt, like this, like here. And then you put the working ribbon where you, in here, and the natural force of you. Remember the episode when I talked about tension and holding the tension? Yeah, so this is a clasp for that. So it's going here. And then you have the loom. And he's made also with double, so you can make even more different kinds of patterns. So you have the options of even more holes. So he made it this way. And then you have the little, what's it called? Shuttle? So it's all handmade by him. A little set. So he made one with the little leaves. I love it so much when so sweet little details. And then the second one is the second one. Here you can see how it looks. Yeah. And then it looks. It's a little flower on it. And they are so matching. Like this. So I have 2 sets to sell in the shop. I wish I had more because I want one as well. But I'll ask him to make more, and as soon as he has one I can get mine. But now we're prioritizing to get these out for you. So I have 2 full sets with the clasp and a shuttle, and I have 2 simple ones that is just a little loom to sell to you. And 4 support combination spindles with drop spindle. But as I said, these are heavier than the ones before, so I would actually say they're more support than drop if you're not going to spin very thick. What else? What else was I going to talk about? All right. So yesterday I also sent out a little listing or a little call for testers for a new design that is coming sometime, I don't know when, but we're gonna try and have like shop updates with pattern release at the same time. So we're just gonna see how we're gonna fix it all, but it's by Teti, and she sent me a video showing me once the design, it wasn't blocked or anything, she was just really excited, and she said, I have to show you this design. And it was in our yarns, and it wasn't long ago that she got the yarn, so I was just amazed that she happened to have designed and knitted it all so far, or had finished it already, and the pattern was almost ready for testing already. So I went. So this is the designer that actually had made, I'm just gonna move this. That is the same designer for the Florarium. And you know that I've started 2 Florariums already. And one was a body and the other was 2 sleeves that I have shown and will be shown in the shop update in Oxalis and transparent. I decided to go for that just because it was most multi, I don't know, it just felt very right, especially when I got the feedback that a lot of you, I got some saying, I'm thinking about rain when I see it, and someone has said, I think about a lake that is just calming, and then I thought about mirroring, and that is also something, and transparent. I just, yeah, so it ended up being transparent. But I saw this, she showed me the design, and I was like, yeah, I was like, oh, it's my sweater. Oh, it reminds me of the Vägvisir, the symbol, the Icelandic symbol for magic symbol for finding your way home. She got really inspired by the episode about the yarn. So the design comes out of so many really, really beautiful things, and she wrote really lovely in the pattern about us as well. It just warmed my heart a lot. It's just, yeah, So I was almost a little bit of nag, because I've sent her messages 2 days in a row, I think, saying, is the pattern ready? Is the pattern ready yet? I want to test knit. I want to test knit. So this morning, no, I got the pattern yesterday, and I swatched, and the funny thing is I swatched in another yarn, and then I cast it on in that yarn, and the second I was halfway through the cast on, I was like, no. Because I will most likely not finish my Florarium that I love the one that Clara has. I love it. I absolutely love the design. But for some reason, once the color work is done, either both with the body as well as the sleeves, I was like, no. So I'm so happy that we have one finished, because it is, I want to knit like 5 different versions of it. I just love it so much. It's just that, yeah, time. So I just realized, no, I'm not going to finish my Florarium as it is now in Oxalis, and I really, really want to knit in Oxalis. So I thought that I would have Oxalis as the contrast color on the color work, but the second I cast it on with the other yarn I was using, which I'm not going to tell you what it was, I just like, no, Oxalis is my color. It's my, I think I wrote that it has like almost an erotic feeling to me. And it sort of is. I think of like, I don't know, it is like, I think you know. It just has that energy and the deep darkness of, but it still has that, yeah, it's, I just love it. I just love it. So it's my favorite. The Oxalis is definitely my favorite. So I cast it on in Oxalis. So I've started the test knit, and I want to show you that it doesn't really show that well in the pictures, but here I think you can see. So this is the back. So I've done some short rows that make bubbles, and I have like a love-hate for bubbles. I know that I don't like to knit bubbles that you have to knit and do yarn overs to. I've done a few designs in that, it looks really great, but I don't really enjoy the actual making of this. But this version of how she has designed the bubbles, I truly enjoyed making. So I cast it on today, and I've just been enjoying myself so much. And I just love knitting in this. Can you see all the deepness, the depth, the colors? So in this light, to me, as I see it now, it has a lot of the purple in it. But this morning I was sitting, I motivated my children to get out of the bed by saying, okay, we can drive you to the lake and you can swim if you get out of bed now and eat breakfast and run out to the car. Then we can watch you bathe. Because Knut's back is off, so he can't work anyway. So we said, oh, okay, fine. We're gonna go with them swimming. I don't swim, by the way. But I've been sitting this morning knitting in front of a lake, and then it just shined in really, really deep orange. It was beautiful. Yeah, it is. Yeah. Oh, I love this one. But I also am crazy about sitting and knitting in between petals, because it is sort of like this as well in a way. It just has so many layers of pinks, and it's still like, it has a rust to it, but it's still a little bit beige in some lights, and it still has the light feeling as well, and the shine. It's gorgeous. And that one I'm knitting in single strands. This one, the design is for 2 strands, and she recommended needle size 4 to get the gauge, and I hit gauge this way with 4.5, but I was off about, I think, 2 rows too little, so I will have to remind myself of that I maybe have to add a few rows here and there. Otherwise I was spot on. Just a little reminder that I I specifically asked if I should ask you guys to test knit, because it is so important that we get test knitters that are using Nutiden. I think that it's crucial, really is, and I think that you guys really deserve to use up your stash for lovely designs and test knits. But I want to remind you, remember that when I show a design that I've test knitted, I'm sometimes way off gauge. I don't follow the pattern all the time and so on. That is something that is not okay if you are a test knitter. I do get a little bit of a free card sometimes because I do make the yarn. Yeah. And I informed the designer before that that this and this can happen. But the thing is, what is truly important as a test knitter is that you follow the pattern exactly as it is. Make sure you read all of it. And I don't always do that at first, because like this, I was too excited to start with the design. But that is the obligation you have. If you intend to test knit, that is what you're doing. You're testing something to make sure that the quality of, not the quality, well, the quality as well of the pattern, but also more than anything, is everything correct? Is everything adding up? And has the designer, explained things in a way that you can understand them? That is really important. And I love how some designers are very, very pushing, which is so good, that they're actually saying better to give more feedback, unnecessary feedback even, like things that might just be like, how does the pattern actually look? Does it look nice when you look at it? Is it easy to read? Can you follow along with it? And one of the things I really like about this design is that it's in columns, so it's really easy to follow on your phone. You can just zoom in. You don't have to go like to the other side, because it's a small column, so you can follow. And the pattern for like the yoke part, this part is both charted, and you can also find it in text. So if you test knit something like this that has both options, you have to let the designer know which one you used. That if you're using the chart version, write that. I used the chart version when I knit it, but read the text as well. Just a little reminder to all of you. It is lovely and fun to test knit, and I think and hope that every time a design comes out in Nutiden, that you will be the first ones to jump on it, because you're amazing people that are here and supporting us. But remember, it is fun, it is great, but there is obligations with test knitting that you have to fulfill, because the designer is counting on you, and so am I in a way, because I am sort of telling the designer, use my testers here, and you know. So there we are. Super hot. Sweating, yes, sweating. I was thinking that maybe I was thinking before I walked up here that I'm gonna put this on. That would be absolutely wonderful, because then my hair would probably start to drip as well. I'm all ready. So, it's not the best shop update in some ways, because it's not as structured as it might usually be. But now I have to have the shop update in between other things that is coming. And I also want you to have enough time. So remember that you get a pre-shop update, like a pre-opening. You get 48 hours where you are the first ones to know that the new collection is coming. You are the only ones that are allowed to buy the birthday yarn. That's why I will be taking it out the second I close the shop, if there is anything left, which I don't think there will be, but if it is, I will take it out, because it's Patreon only. So I know some of you feel that you need more time, but you also do have quite a lot of time before, because it's been a few weeks since I shown, 2 weeks, 3 weeks since I shown the design, so you can start to plan in your mind. That is the point of this. And also to know a little bit extra about, you know, the stories behind or the inspiration, or yeah. I think last time you only had 24 hours. Now I have extended it to 48 hours, and then I will close the shop. Then I will once again start to show the new collection on Instagram. And then the shop will be closed, but I will have set a new date, and that date has to be when I have finished all the orders from you guys, so it will be shipped out, and when I feel that I'm ready to do another real open shop update for anyone. But remember, just like last time, I love you guys. Thank you so much for last time. It was so amazing. Once the shop was closed, everyone, the second I started promoting, so many of you just went like, I could just follow so many people's stories saying, go in, buy it, get it now, I've already ordered, it's amazing, and so on. Thank you. That's how we need to work. That's how I want to work. I also want to tell, some of you might not be aware of that, but the limit is set for Patreon members. I don't accept too many because I want to be able to give first class customer service, which I cannot always do. I do sleep sometimes, but I try to be there for everyone, but especially for you guys, and answer things within the hour, always. I think I've done that. If I haven't, then you have to send me a message again, because then something is wrong. Then I haven't received your message. But just so you know that you guys that are here now, you are just a little group, and I want to keep it that way. It just is much better, and that's the way it has to be. Yeah. It feels like it's vibrating heat from the wool. And the funny thing is, I think that the wool is actually breathing better than the cotton that I'm wearing right now. But yeah. So this is Megumi's design. Poncho. And the other Megumi's design. Frida's design. Vanessa. I don't remember. It's a French designer. I don't remember that one. And the Althea. Jennifer Steingast design. Megumi again. Ines Sang design. LB Hennitz. LB Hennitz as well. B Mandarins. Melody Hoffman. Janet Sloan. What else do I have here? Layla Raven. Oh, and another Fisherman's Muse by Albina. Yeah. It's so nice when this was the first time I just put up all my, and it's not all of it. I have stuff all over because I use so much of it all the time, but especially shawls tend to be everywhere around me because every chair I sit down in, I have a shawl laying there. It's just so nice. But it was interesting to see it from this perspective as well. And just, yeah, just... Yeah, I'm sorry, I don't have time for this. I have to list stuff in the shop. I still have all of that things. All of Anthony's stuffs left. Stuffs? Really? I'm gonna have a cold drink. We did some really, really nice, it's not a smoothie, but sort of this morning after the kids had their bath. They were swimming. We went home and we did oat milk with orange juice, and then I put in frozen mangoes and I mixed it. It's really nice. Not too sweet, but still sweet. And it was just very refreshing and oats. It's like calming for the nervous system. It's really nice. I think I might have one of those again. I also have a really big thing for licorice root right now. And I didn't know, but licorice root is one of those that are actually cooling for the body as well. So always needed, especially for me. That is very much fire. Yeah. Any more questions? Send me messages. You're so great. Someone reminded me very quickly yesterday about, there's no link to the shop. It was like, I knew it was something that I forgot. There always is. The thing is, it's so great because you remind me. So thank you so much. And thank you for your understanding and being patient with me, because I do all of this. I do. Knut does a lot of heavy work, but when it comes to everything that has to do with the marketing and photographing and admin of the shop and the packing at this moment, it's all me. So I'm doing my very best. The great thing is, all of you are so nice, so you also let me know when the parcel has arrived, so thank you for that. It's really great because it is a new world in a lot of ways. And we're just gonna have to do the best we can with it. Please note that if your country is not listed in the listing that I've shown you, with which countries we can ship to, if I see an order from a country that I cannot ship to, I will just have to cancel the order, so you know. Sorry, that's the way it is. I can't do anything about it. Someone was very creative. I got a message from someone in Australia. Actually, I have a few from Australia. But one of them sent me a message saying, is it okay if I put my order and then I list a different shipping address to France or to the UK where they can ship to Australia? For some reason, I didn't know this, but for some reason, we are not allowed to ship from Sweden to Australia, for one. And that is totally fine for me. It's totally up to you. Just remember to list yourself as the person that is ordering and then write in a different shipping address. That is absolutely fine. Especially going to the UK goes really fast, so I recommend that. Go for it. Definitely good. What else? Yeah, if you have any thoughts, just write me a message. I have been ignoring probably some of you right now because the phone keeps on vibrating, so I know a lot of you are asking things, but at an absolute maximum. If you haven't heard back from me in 2 hours, just check. Might she be sleeping? Otherwise, send me a message again, because I will answer. I should answer. That is definitely one of the things that I find most important, is the communication between us. I wonder what I'm going to call this episode. It's like, oh, I know. In the closet, of course. Of course, in the closet. Enjoy the shop update. Thank you so much. I hope you like it. Remember that stem is a little bit sensitive, so calculate to hold a double when you order it. God, I love it so much. I want to knit like 50 things in that one as well. I like all of them. And I do have a really strange urge to make a color work with the lilac as well, so yeah. Enjoy. I'm gonna go and get out of the closet now.